Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Don't know if I am audible. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We are changing things up a bit. I have to make dinner first, so you guys are gonna be with me for a bit while I'm making dinner for about a couple of minutes, and then we'll get going with the live. The What we're doing with today is going to be seasoning some skillets, but I'm making some shrimp and that's what's going on for today. Now, bear with me while I log in to see the chat. There we are. Hello to Rick. Hello to William. Hello, Mercy B. Good to see you guys. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. Hello, Mark Collins. Hello, Mercy B. Handsome Stone. Pat Z. Good to see you guys. Yes. Hi, Handsome. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, thank you guys. Just wanted to make sure. I was having issues logging in. I had to try several times. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I had a bit of trouble trying to log in. But anyway, I got to make dinner real quick, and then from there we'll get the live going with the seasoning. Today's topic is going to be seasoning with Crisbee. Actually, I got to throw in the shrimp. Yeah. I feel like I'm running behind way too much. I had a bit of trouble earlier today with my setup, so kind of set me back a couple of minutes. Like I said, bear with me, guys. All right. We got a bit of a shrimp cocktail going on today. So that's what we're doing for dinner, but we'll be doing seasoning in a bit. So as I mentioned before, bear with me, guys. Like I said, I had a bit of trouble with my setup today, so it was a bit difficult getting started. That and YouTube was starting to be weird. But thank you guys for showing up. Mark Collins says, I can hear you just fine. Thank you. All right, guys, let's keep going. Trying to go as quickly as I can. Now, if you guys are interested about this recipe, we need some limes. We need about a pound of shrimp. I like using uncooked, but if you want cooked, that works just as well. And then you got to skip that step of boiling the shrimp because I boil the shrimp. I add a little bit of salt to the water and a bit of seasoning to the water when I'm preparing the shrimp or cooking it. From there, as you can tell, we're adding some lime juice, and we're going to need avocado, cucumber, cilantro, onion, and a bit of chili, which it could be either jalapeno or serrano, depending on how spicy you want it. Mild would be jalapeno. But I know these as shrimp tostadas, or also ceviche if you're going to eat it with, that manner, with just like chips, corn tortilla chips. I guess that could be the ceviche style, but I know them as shrimp tostadas. Oh, this lime was nice. It was a good lime. So I think it was 4 to 5 limes. So you need a good amount of limes. We're going to go through them once more just to get every little ounce of juice. Somewhat important. All right. See there? Still getting a bit more. So today we are seasoning a pair of BSNR skillets, Birmingham Stove and Range. I believe I did post here on YouTube, or I can't recall if it was YouTube or Instagram. Uh, the um, the number 5 and the number 6, that Cynthia Wesley, which I don't know, I haven't seen her here. Oh, Cynthia is here. So everybody give Cynthia a quick shout out for those awesome gifts. Thank you, Cynthia, for the BSNR number 5 and the number 6. I highly appreciate that. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Round of applause, everybody. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate gifts as well. Not saying you guys should send me anything. No, believe me, I got a lot of stuff. If you guys have seen the cast iron rack, which it's 2 racks of pure cast iron. So I am not in need of cast iron, but as I mentioned, if you guys are, you guys have you guys want to give something or gift something, like Cynthia, I will always appreciate that. So, like I said, thank you very much, Cynthia. And not to stir up anything, Cynthia, but I did actually place those 2 skillets that you gave me. I did place them in a lye bath for about a day. And I gave it a coat of seasoning right now. So it has 1 coat of seasoning after, placing them in the lye tank. And we're going to give it another one so you guys can see what it looks like. And then after that, we'll most likely do an egg test. I have an egg that is expired, so we're just going to test 1 egg. Don't know which pan yet, but we'll choose one to do the egg test on. But like I said, I just wanted to do a demonstration of with the Crisbee. So Crisbee contacted me on Instagram and asked if I would like to give their product a try. And after reading about them, I had no idea they are a very small company, a small family-owned business. And as you guys know, I love supporting small family businesses here in the U.S. So once they told me that, obviously I was sold. I was going to give it a try. That's actually one of the products that I hadn't really tried yet. So I was also happy that I got to, I'm getting to try the Crisbee seasoning. Now let me know in the comments if you guys have any experience with Crisbee seasoning and if you guys like it. Or what do you guys use? Have you guys tried Crisbee seasoning? Let me know in the comments. I feel like I should have cut these a bit smaller. Let's see, we're going to go a bit a tad smaller. I feel like these are a little large. Gotta go check on the shrimp, see how that's doing. Hello, Fuzzy T Fork. Good to see you. Let's see. Shout out to Dubs. Yes, shout out to Dubs. And if you guys want to message me, I receive a lot of messages on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, you can DM, send me some messages there, some direct messages. And I do that with a lot of folks on that platform. And a lot of people do seek a bit of, I guess you could say, advice. And I provide as much information as I can. So yeah, if you guys want to, ask me any questions, you can go ahead and do so on Instagram. Same handle as YouTube. So as I mentioned, if you guys want to, chit chat, Rick follows me on Instagram, and we have some conversations here and there, and he shows me pieces of cast iron that he has and things of that nature. So, like I said, pretty awesome. All right, and these are about done. So in about a minute or so, we'll take those out. There's that. Fuzzy T Fork says, "Good to see you here as well." Yes. And as I mentioned, if you guys have any questions, I do my best to answer as many questions as I can. But if you guys want to send me pictures or something of that nature, you can do so on Instagram. As I mentioned, I do have Instagram as well. So if you guys want to send me pictures of any kind of find that you guys have, or if you guys have questions about a certain piece of cast iron, let me know. I am more than happy to help out. I don't know if I like that. Alrighty. Yeah, that's a bit better. Now, I am in no way a professional chef. I do my best with what I know. And as you can tell, I'm not very well versed with knives or cutting for that matter. But, we try. All right. Okay. I do my best to chop as evenly as possible, but some escape. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying? I made a hot mess trying to unwrap my yellow cat project. Leaked, baked on seasoning and chemicals all over the floor. That is not good. I will say that. What else do you guys say? Let's see, Luis. Do you see that Fredericksburg cast iron now makes cast iron rings for cutting biscuits? Yes, I did actually. I got that email. I was considering whether I should take a look at it or not, but I haven't checked them out yet. I don't know the price. Does anybody know the price on those Fredericksburg? I think it's a biscuit cutter. You know, I do like that Fredericksburg does. They do a lot of neat things with their cast iron. They did ramekins, and now they're doing. I think it's the dough, you know, for cutting dough. Ooh, this one is kind of iffy there. I'm gonna cut off that piece. That looks kind of iffy. As I mentioned, guys, bear with me. I know that I did say that we were doing seasoning, so we are. All right. The shrimp are finally cooked, so we're gonna take those out. All righty, take out the shrimp. Run some cold water. Where are my mitts? Looking for some mitts. Here we are. All right. All right. Now that is. Oh, I love my hood vent, but that thing is very loud. So now it's nice and quiet in here. Can't hear anything. Now it's a little too quiet. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Not bad. All righty. What I usually like doing, well, can't really do it here, but I don't like using the bigger knives. I do like using smaller knives. I recently bought these Victorinox. These, I don't know if you guys can see them, Victorinox little knives, paring knives. These work great. Hogwild says, Luis, I need your address. I want to send you something I have been testing for over a year. Shoot me a message when you get a chance. Okay. Sure thing, Huey. Oh, did you guys actually talking about cast iron? Did you guys see that Lancaster has announced their number 4 skillet? If you guys didn't know about it, they finally announced their number 4 cast iron skillet. Along with, they also announced that they are now going to add helper tabs on their skillets. That's including the 8, the 10, and now the 4. Pretty exciting, I would say. I'm excited to see what they look like. The little tab reminds me of the tabs that you would see on bigger skillets on that 4. And I'm talking about like it reminds me of the old school Lodge tabs from their number 14 where it was round. So it was like a half moon, and that's what that reminds me of. Their number 4. So I'm curious to see what they're going to bring out with that number 4. Or I'm sorry, what the number 8 and number 10 are going to look like. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be honest. Are you guys interested in the Lancaster and the Lancaster, the smaller size, and also possibly considering getting the number 8 or the number 10? Let me know. Also, talking about cast iron news, Stargazer has 15% off on their cookware for Memorial Day weekend. Field Company also has a sale going on. I think it's 20% off their cookware. I think site-wide. So if you guys are looking for any Field Company skillets or goodies, I think you guys can go to their website, and they should have sales going on for this weekend. Also, Marquette Castings has Labor Day, or I'm sorry, Memorial Day weekend. Um, they also have sales going on as well. So for those of you that are possibly looking for new cookware, maybe check out the sales over the weekend. As I mentioned, I know that Marquette, I know that Field Company and Stargazer are having sales. Let's see. William, she's going to in her butt. Okay. Let's see. What do you guys? 30% off if you are a veteran from Stargazer. Oh, that is awesome. Yes, I do know that Stargazer gives you extra percentages off if you are a veteran. So for those of you that are veterans, that's also an additional percentage off, which is pretty awesome. So a lot of sales going on over the weekend, guys. Hopefully, for those of you that have been waiting out, possibly I would consider, you guys should consider looking into some cookware and see what you guys like. I do believe Austin Foundry might have something as well. I haven't checked, so I need to confirm that, but I don't know exactly if that's true or not. Hello, Jimmy Langford. Good to see you. We are doing dinner really quickly. Well, not quickly. It's been about 23 minutes now, but I'm doing my best to hurry up so that way we can go into the main portion of the video, which is going to be seasoning with Crisbee. And I do want to show you guys the first round that I have on the with Crisbee that I did with the Birmingham Stove and Range number 8, the number 5, and number 6. And the 8 is that one that I mentioned that was the 7 in parentheses. That's the I guess you could say that's when they eliminated the 7 and they switched over to a smaller number 8 instead of that 10 and 5/8. They're now 10 and a quarter. Now, what was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I need my peeler. Where are you? See, I knew it was over here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. So yeah, we will be doing a round of seasoning on that. Here's a little tip that I want to shoot out to you guys. If you guys do seasoning indoors and you guys don't like the smell or the smoke in your house, the next best thing that I suggest would be to do outdoor seasoning on a grill. If you guys have a gas grill, that is the best thing to use outdoors. And it would be adjusting the temperature to roughly 450 or 500 degrees. And the thing that I've noticed with grill seasoning is that it's less time, being that the grill somewhat heats up a lot quicker, so there's less time of preheating. Also, it seasons a lot quicker since the burners could be, or technically are, a bit lower, or I guess you could say higher to the whatever you're seasoning. So it technically it seasons. In my experience, you can season in half the time. Instead of waiting the full 2 hours, you can season twice, and within those 2 hours, 1 hour for baking the seasoning on, and 1 hour for letting it cool it down, so you can handle the skillet once again. So yeah, for me, that's what I like doing. That's the little tip that I have for you guys is if you guys like seasoning and but you guys don't like seasoning in indoors because of that same reason of the smoke, I would suggest trying the outdoor seasoning. Cynthia Wesley says, I use my little oven outside. I got two. Oh, yeah, that's awesome, Cynthia. See, I'm glad that you guys are using even the little toaster ovens. The little toaster oven that I have, that works great. And if you want to take it outside, plug it into, an outlet that you have outdoors, you can season outdoors as well with that. You don't necessarily need the grill, but I like using the grill because I can do a large skillet or multiple skillets all at once. So I prefer doing that instead of seasoning indoors, to be honest. And that is because I don't like the smell. To be honest, I don't. It can get pretty strong, and I don't want to be running also on constantly the fan because the fan is pretty annoying. And so if you're going to be seasoning indoors, you do have to at least run the fan because it is strong. And I've heard, I don't know if you guys have heard, but if you guys have birds, that seasoning is harmful for any kind of bird or pets. It's harmful to cats as well, and it is harmful to dogs. So seasoning indoors has its downsides, and that's that smoke can be harmful to you guys. So as I mentioned, I think it's better now. You guys don't have any other means of seasoning, then that's fine. Season indoors. Just I wouldn't recommend seasoning all the time. Maybe stovetop seasoning or doing touch up after cooking would help and be beneficial for those of you that don't have means to season outdoors. And what I'm doing here is getting rid of all these little seeds because it does give it a bit more of a water content, which I don't want too much. I don't want it watery for what I'm doing today, which is doing the shrimp tostadas. So far we got lime, avocado, tomato, and then we're gonna season that with salt and pepper. And we're also gonna do some cilantro, a bit of cilantro. If you guys don't like cilantro, you don't have to do it. Some white onion as well. I don't use that purple one. The purple one is more for tacos. And then jalapeno or serrano for whatever preference you guys have. I would go that route. As I mentioned, not a professional, you know, using a knife. So you guys see me here, you know, not being very quick. That is the reason I am not a professional. I've thought about taking courses and learning how to use a knife. Possibly in the future, I will. That way, I know how to use a knife properly. I have all these knives that my wife bought, and she bought me, most of my knife sets for birthday and Christmas, and I feel like I'm not doing justice to them. So I would like to take some courses on learning how to cut and the different types of cuts that there are. I know there's many types of cuts, not just your typical dicing and cutting. There's names to those as well. Let's see. Um, Cynthia says, "Good for you, Luis. Outside seasoning is better on your lungs and wear and tear on your oven." Yeah, completely agree with that. A lot of the things that I use my oven for are just baking. I do a lot of baking. You guys see me doing sourdough. Actually, today I did a loaf of sourdough, and yeah, I you know I have I do sourdough on a weekly basis because it's a lot healthier. I know the ingredients that I'm putting into my bread, no preservatives, and it's better for your gut health because I'm using sourdough. I'm using a natural fermentation of the flour. That's not to say other breads aren't healthy. Yeah, all breads are healthy. Well, breads get a bad rep, but sourdough is one of the best breads you could have. It's almost a probiotic form of bread. It's I've heard good gut health promotes good gut health. So That's one thing. But anyway, we're getting close to being done here. As I mentioned, forgive me guys for taking so long. So there we are. Let me stir that around. I'm going to get my vegetables in before I do the shrimp. Alrighty. Now the onion, I want to say I'll just do a little quarter. I'm not going to use the whole thing. But let's see. Val's Black Cat's Rule says, ever tried, what is it? Where is it? Mayan Gold onions, sweeter than Vidalias. I have not actually. I love Vidalias. Those are my favorite onions. But right now, all I have is just white onion. I have shallots as well. That's another one of my favorite ones, shallots. But I have not tried the Mayan Gold. That's the first time that I hear of it too. Now here we're just going to do a rough chop since it's somewhat of a little portion that I used. So once I get it down, we're going to mince this, hopefully, as best as I can. Now, you want to mince this really well because I don't like a huge bite of onion. I mean, I love onions, but sometimes it can be overpowering. So I'm going to try my best here. I usually cut these a whole lot better. But since I'm somewhat trying to get to my actual stream topic, these are just very roughly chopped. Maybe one more go. So for Memorial Day weekend, I'll most likely do a, I'll upload a video, or I might do some streaming as well, maybe Saturday or maybe Sunday. I'll do a live if you guys are willing to tune in. Let me know. And if not, that's fine. You know, I'll still stream, and then you guys can watch the replay. I know that a lot of you guys might have plans, might go camping or things of that nature. So either way, just letting you guys know I might do something on the weekend. Most likely do some barbecuing or something of that nature. All right. What else do we got? Some next we're doing some cilantro. All right. Also very roughly chopped, as you can tell. And we're getting close to being done here. All right. I know a lot of you don't like the taste of cilantro, and I've heard that for some it tastes like soap. And it's just not that it's an allergic reaction, but yes, actually it is true. Scientifically, there has been studies done that for some it tastes like soap. So I get why some of you might not like cilantro. All right, we're gonna do, I want to say maybe one because these might be very spicy. Now I don't know if this is true, but we're gonna give it a go. You roll the jalapeno or the chili, kind of loosens up those seeds. So we'll see if that worked. All right, guys. Maybe a little bit more. Well, doesn't look like it works for this one, so that is debunked. Not true. All right. So as I mentioned, for those of you that didn't show up a bit earlier and you guys just showed up or tuned in just now or a little bit later, I am seasoning today some BSNR skillets. I have done already one coat of seasoning on it. I haven't seen it yet myself. It's outside on the grill. I just let them cool. Actually, no, I did flip them over. But I haven't really inspected them, so I am not very sure on the way they turned out. I just flipped them over and let them be because I was rushing to get this stream going. And as I mentioned as well, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I was having issues, and I know Cast Iron Chaos was having issues as well. His last stream, so I had to force an update on it. I don't know if that was the issue. And there we are. Almost done. All I got to do now is add my shrimp, which I'm going to also cut. So everything is pretty much diced. As I mentioned, guys, sorry once again. Alrighty, here's my shrimp. This guy already wants to jump in. Oh, wow. This knife cuts like butter, that for sure. So just got to be careful with this. Don't want to cut my finger. And then with this, you can eat it with a bit of tapatio or a bit of Tabasco and some chips. And it's somewhat of a, I guess you could say, not necessarily a dip or a salad, but somewhat on that style. I don't know if you would call this ceviche. I guess you could call it ceviche. But the way my wife likes it, and I'm going to be doing that in a bit, is I'll be frying some tortillas, some corn tortillas, and she likes eating them as tostadas. So we're going that route. And I knew I should have worn some gloves because those chilies were spicy. If you guys aren't fans of spicy, I would recommend you guys use jalapenos because those serranos, yeah. Last time I did that, my fingers were on fire. It felt like they were burning, or it felt like I had a burn. And right now it's not as bad as last time. Those last chilies that I bought, and I think it's from Rayleigh's, Nob Hill, or Bel Air. That those chilies, they're spicy. And also, I don't know if you guys have Winco. Winco is a company here, a grocer that is family, or not necessarily family owned, but it's not necessarily a corporate. It's employee owned. That's what it is. But they have a lot of very local produce, and yeah, the produce is great. But I've always noticed that the chilies are always spicier from that grocer. And I don't shop there all the time, but I do like them. They are fairly priced. One thing I will say is that I'm glad that I bought these that had no tail. They've already been deveined, so that makes this a whole lot easier. I'm gonna try 2 at a time and see how that goes. Trying to go a bit quicker. Maybe I shouldn't mince it so much. I feel like this is more minced than chopped. You do want to see the shrimp. All right. So, quick update as well. I am actually getting ready. So this is why you guys haven't seen much of me on YouTube or social media, is because I am actually working really hard on getting my backyard ready for summer. And I'm trying to get a whole setup done for outdoor Dutch oven cooking, grilling, and all that with cast iron. And I'm very excited. So I'm trying to get summer ready with cooking and things of that nature, so we can have more videos outdoor, more Dutch oven cooking. All right, let's see. Jim F says, "Hi everyone, I'm late, but really look forward to watching this. Luis does such a nice job. Thank you guys. We haven't started yet. We are. This is just dinner. My wife is starving, and as I mentioned, we had a bit of a issue trying to get this live going, and I also had issues with my setup, so I kind of set me back a bit. And now we're here, doing this meal right now instead of what I was actually planning on doing, which was seasoning and doing an egg test. And seasoning brought to you by Crisbee. Although I will say that they didn't pay me. This isn't paid. They just wanted to ship out some of their seasoning so that I can give it a go and give an honest opinion about their seasoning. And so we're gonna check that out right now because I did already pre-season a BSNR, and we're gonna go take a look at that right now. All right. Okay, I was thinking I was gonna have enough shrimp, but this looks good. And what I like doing is letting the lime juice also kind of marinate the shrimp and all the ingredients that we got here. We got avocado, lime, we got cilantro, onion, tomato, and shrimp at this moment. Cucumber as well. Totally forgot about that. Cucumber there as well. And what we're gonna, top it off with is salt and pepper. So bear with me. We're almost done, and we'll switch over to seasoning. So I would say about 2 to 3 minutes. I'll have my wife come and test it because she's better at tasting than I am. I'll be honest. Sometimes when I need advice on my cooking, I'll ask her, "Hey, taste this," because to me sometimes I tell her, "Hey, this tastes like nothing to me," and she comes and tastes and she's like, "No, this is fine." I'm like, "Okay, great," because sometimes I'm very how would you say it? I'm very doubtful of myself. Sometimes I feel like it's not, like it needs more. Okay, there's that. Some black pepper. Come on. I like this one because this is the rainbow peppercorn. So we got red, brown, white. But oh god, these grinders don't work out great. All right. And then oh god, my feel like that's not enough. All right. So we're trying to get ready for summer since no more sweaters to hide behind by, or we're not we can't wear layered clothing anymore, and now we got to actually wear shorts, and like I said, it tastes like nothing to me. But anyway, here's what we did right now, guys. We got shrimp, avocado, cucumber, cilantro, lime, serrano peppers, tomato, and onion. If you guys want this is a great little recipe to use. Very refreshing. and you can eat it with some tortilla chips. You can go buy those, or you can make your own tortilla chips. Or if you want, you can also do it with tostadas. Add a little bit of Tabasco, add or some tapatio, which is what I like, and this is phenomenal. Anyway, that is that. Now, bear with me, guys. I got to call my wife so she can taste it. Vicky, I need you to taste the shrimp. All right, guys. Let's go outside. We'll do now some cast iron. Some cast ironing. All right. Bear with me, guys, while we go outside. Here you can see. Oh, yes, I've been working on my backyard. As you can see, we have now some pavers. Yeah, taste the ceviche or whatever you call it. Let me know. Actually, there's the seasoning if you want to add more. Okay, there we are. Okay. It's been very brisk these last couple days, but anyway, guys, hello to Sam Cook. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while, Sam Cook. Good to see you. Hello to Jeanette, Ronaldo, James, Val's Black Cats Rule, Cynthia Wesley, Mercy B, Ronaldo, Corey Clark, William Hertz, Rick. Thank you guys for being here today. So, what do we have going on today? We have this number 6 that Cynthia Wesley sent over, and this has 1 round of seasoning. So 1 round of seasoning with Crisbee. So what we're going to do right now is I'll show you guys the process that I do with my seasoning method. And here we have also a number 5 Birmingham Stove and Range that Cynthia Wesley sent over. As I did mention earlier, I put these in a lye bath for a day and took them out, put some vinegar, baking soda, cleaned them up, and got rid of any kind of flash rusting with that. And right now, gave them 1 coat of seasoning. So now we're going to do a second coat. And here is, if you guys recall this one is the 8-B7, which is the 8 that was now, it was technically a number 7, but that's when they did that transition from the 10 1/4 7, and they technically made that the 8. Same thing with the 8. If you guys know anything about Birmingham Stove and Range, their number 8 was 10 5/8, not 10 1/4. So this is the this transition. That's just to save a bit of money there, and do 2 in 1 technically. So this is 1 coat of seasoning. Let's see if we can get a closer look. You can still kind of see a bit of gray in there, so it definitely needs more. I think it turned out great. I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like before, but I think it turned out pretty good so far with this restoration. And what we're going to do is just give it another coat. So let me go grab my supplies that I like to use to do another round of seasoning. And once that is done, then we'll do possibly an egg test and see how that holds up. All right, bear with me, guys. All right. Okay, guys. So let's see. Before we get started, I guess any questions? I know I've been talking and rambling, and I haven't really seen the chat. Jimmy Langford says, I'm looking forward to that outdoor cooking. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to that. I'm excited. I haven't done outdoor cooking in maybe a year or two. Duck PWND says that patio looks great. Did you do it yourself? Technically, yes. I mean, right now the only person that I hired was the person that's laying down the brick. We did everything else, so we have somebody that's doing the brick for us. And but that's about it. Everything else was us. We did all the landscaping along with but it's still a work in progress. So we're not completely finished yet. But once we're done, I will do a tour for you guys. I could show you guys what the backyard looks like and what setups I'll have. But with that being said, here we have my seasoning bag. And as you can see with the seasoning bag, I also have the Crisbee cream. And so far, what I've seen with this, it looks great. So far I like the matte finish. I like that it looks dark. And applying this cream was so much easier than anything else. Some of them are a bit harder since the paste itself. It's sometimes they're really hard, so you have to preheat the pan, or sometimes they're either just really hard to apply. But with this one, the first one that I've done, the first round that I've done with this one, it was easy to apply. And it's just like oil. You just kind of, smear a bit on it and wipe it in and then wipe it off. That was about it. So if you guys are curious, you guys can check them out. And here you can see that their ingredients, it's non-GMO sunflower oil and also beeswax, which is that's it, nothing else. It's a family-owned business, and it does say Shakewell. I didn't notice that. It's a family-owned business, small. They also give you instructions on how to do it, which is technically the same way that the culinary fanatic. That's his seasoning method. So if you, this is a good seasoning method. I do like this one a lot. I do recommend it for a lot of you that are trying to get very even, very smooth seasoning on your cast iron. This has really great, instructions. But here, made also in the USA, and they are from the land Florida, USA. So Crisbee, if you guys haven't tried them, I do recommend them. Actually, this right now, seeing it, I like the feel and I also like the color so far. So it is Crisbee Cream Iron. You guys can buy this on Amazon. But that being said, they also sent me something else. They sent me the stick, which I haven't tried yet, and I'm sure that this is similar to the this one here, the Easy Beasy. So this one is a really hard stick. This one's almost empty, so I've been using this one a lot. But I think I might start using Crisbee. So far, I like the results with Crisbee. I haven't had any issues. I'm sure this one, like I said, is just like this one, but the cream a lot easier to apply. And the other thing is, if you don't have time to preheat, the cream actually comes in handy because this you can't apply this one without preheating it. See, because it's a hard little puck here, and if you try and wipe it on, it doesn't really wipe on. You have to preheat the pan in order to melt the seasoning onto it. And the other one that I have here that I like using is also Smithy's. But as I mentioned, theirs is also it's kind of hard to get on the paper towel. So you really have to work on it and then you can apply it. But it's better if they're preheated. That's the thing too, is that once they're preheated, they're a bit more difficult to handle because they're hot. But with this, I'll show you guys how this works. So I guess you could say a quick little seasoning tutorial along with the Crisbee tutorial. So here we go. As I mentioned, a little dab here, there, and that's what it looks like. It's just a very, very small amount, and it's easy to apply. Um, that's the cream right there. That's beeswax and sunflower oil. So in that sense, then what I usually do is I grab my gloves, which I don't have. Let me go grab those real quick. I don't want my hands all oily because then I'll have to wash them. So bear with me. Okay. So as I mentioned, I like doing grill seasoning instead of indoor, in the oven. I prefer doing it outside. That way you prevent all that smoke in your home and that smell that can sometimes give you headaches. But So I have already some towels that have been, that have that seasoning on them. So we're going to use these. And easy to apply. Look at that. That's one thing that I liked. So that was the first thing that I noticed. So easy to apply. We don't need that much, just enough to get the pan completely, covered in that seasoning paste or cream. But yeah, these pans, they look great. So thank you very much to Cynthia. She was the one that sent me these pans, the 5 and the 6. And I don't have any of these, so now I have a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8. I don't have anything bigger than that. I think the next one is a 10. Not sure if Birmingham Stove and Range did a number 9, but if you guys know, let me know. So it's easy as that, just apply it with a cloth. Now, if you guys don't like using these paper towels, these are shop towels, but they're white instead of blue. So we give that one, a coat. Next, we're gonna give this one, and then we'll wipe them down at the end once I got all these with the the seasoning applied to them. And I'll check on the comments in a minute. We'll go inside while this seasons. I'll set a timer about 20 minutes, and but we'll go inside into the we'll go take a look at the cast iron rack that I have, so you guys can see that as well while these season. So with seasoning, for those of you that don't know, you want to get the inside and the outside of the pan. So bottom, top, cooking surface, all of it, even the handle. So there we are, the 5 and the 6, and now the number 8. They're getting kind of heavy now. Set this one down. As I mentioned, doing this outdoors, you can do multiple at one time instead of doing, one or less than one. So if you have a couple of skillets that need a good coat of seasoning or need some touch up, some maintenance, doing it outside not only prevents the smoke buildup in your home, but it also provides a easier, method of doing all this stuff. My wife sees me and she's like, "You're crazy doing all this stuff," and I'm like, "It's just maintenance. It's not a lot." And she just, she says that looks like a lot to me. And a lot of people might see it that way, but it really isn't. And for those of you that love cast iron, you guys know that it's a form of love to the pans. They provide awesome meals, and all we got to do is just give them a quick wipe down, take care of it, and they will last a lifetime. And I'll mention something. My sister-in-law, she got a my sister-in-law, she got a set of Hexclad pans from Costco. Um, she was cooking with high heat, so then she was not, she wasn't getting good performance out of them, and so she went and she had issues with her pans, and she went and she spoke to the, because sometimes they have salesmen for those pans. She spoke to him, and he did tell her like, okay, well these are only meant for medium to low heat. You cannot sear with these. You cannot do high heat cooking. And that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to sear some steaks, I believe, and she had the heat on high, and obviously it did not perform as well as she thought it would. So she had some issues with those. And I'm not necessarily out here, talking bad about Hexclad, but those pans will not last you a lifetime. These Birmingham Stove and Range pans, they will, or cast iron for that matter, will last you a lifetime as long as you take care of it. That's that's the thing too, is you got to take care of your cast iron. Oh my goodness, a gust of wind just blew away my paper towel that I was using to remove the excess oil. So as you guys saw, we wiped on the oil. Now we're wiping off the cream, the Crisbee cream, off of the pan. All right, we're almost there. Almost there, guys. You guys are just watching some random guy on the internet rubbing pans. What has the world come to? Sometimes I would make fun of my kids because they would watch kids playing with toys and on YouTube. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then I catch myself, doing these things where I'm, I feel like I'm watching, people like I'll watch, I'll watch seasoning videos, even though I know how to season. I'll watch them just, to me they're entertaining. And then now saying that, I don't say anything to my kiddos. But yes, we as a society, we're a bit special, I guess you could say. We're easily fascinated with, the most simplest things. All right, I think this one's okay. Wiped most of it off. So we're gonna set it upside down without breaking the stuff. Would be good. Let's see, I think I already wiped this one down. Putting that one here. And then last is that 5. So I'm sorry guys that this is taking a bit longer than what I was planning to. But at this point I figured I might as well just start the live while I was prepping food before we jumped into this. So anyway, here we are. These towels they need to be switched out because there is a bit of lint on them. Usually these are lint free, but yeah, I've been using these heavily. I think I've already used them like 4 or 5 times prior to doing these pans. All right, guys. So there's that, and I do reuse my gloves. So after doing that, I'll put them back into the bag, and along with all my other things. As I mentioned, this one so far has been my favorite. So if you guys are interested, give Crisbee Cream a go, and we'll see the results in a minute and see if it does a good job seasoning. All right, now we got to turn these guys on. All right, and I already know how to calibrate mine, so it's always just a tiny tad on this, and it'll reach about 500 degrees on the heat, and I do it for 20 minutes. So there we are. And now, if somebody could set up a timer for me, that would be great. 20-minute timer. Let me know once that 20 minutes are up. Then we will come back out here. Hopefully, there's still some sunlight, and we'll take a look at the pans. Alrighty, let's go inside. We're gonna go back inside, and we'll go take a look at the cast iron rack. Then you guys can ask me any kind of question of which pan you guys might want to look at. All right. Yeah, doing this one-handed is a bit difficult. All right, there we are. Okay, goodness. All right. Oh yeah, she did try it. Okay, good. All right. Sorry, guys. Quick little tour of the house, I suppose. And now we are going to the garage. All right. Very small, modest house. There's my wife's car. And here we are. All right. I'll be honest with you guys, it's a bit chilly outside, so I'm kind of glad to be in here because it is warm. But I will lift up the garage a tiny tad so we get some light in here. That's good enough there. Alrighty. So let me know, guys, what would you guys like to take a gander at? What would you guys like to see? Let me see if I can actually adjust this. Corey Clark says, I tried seasoning in my pellet grill. It was just smoke. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend pellet grills. If you guys have a gas grill, it works best. So there we are. I do have my smoker over there. I like using the that thing over there. That's my char griller. I like using that one a lot. And That grill that I have outside, I don't use that one. That gas grill that we just put the pans in, I don't use that one at all for cooking. I use the my charcoal for cooking, and the gas one I use it for seasoning, strictly for seasoning. But with that being said, let's see. Let's see. From the It's iron, it can take a licking and keep on ticking. Correct, Mercy B. I like that one. That's a good saying. When's the Fredericksburg versus Smithy video coming? Soon, actually. I was planning on doing that today, but things, came up, and then I couldn't even get YouTube going. So I was even questioning whether I was going to do the live or not because of that. I don't know exactly what's going on with YouTube, but I did have a bit of trouble in the beginning. All right, I think you guys can see it there. All right, I'll step over here so you guys can also kind of see me. Rumble Hopetep, the vault. Yes, this is the vault. My wife says that my apron reminds her of Home Depot, just so you guys know. Let's see. But I do have, if you see Captain Grimm's, if you see the Fredericksburg, it's right here. I do have that skillet. All the skillets I've showcased on the channel, I do still have. Okay, come on, get out. As you can tell, I haven't taken this guy out in a while. But anyway, here you guys can see the skillet itself. Now, one thing I will say, this pan is extremely heavy, very, very heavy. I think it weighs more than the Smithy. So comparing this with the Smithy, yeah, the Smithy is a lot lighter than this. Although I will say that dimension-wise, this one has more of a angled sidewall instead of a more vertical like the Smithy. So that's one thing if you guys were curious. Also, the other thing that people didn't like is that it only has one pour spout and it's on the right. So technically, this is for right-handed people. But man, this guy is heavy. God, see, that's one of the reasons why I never used it as well. This pan is extremely heavy. But I would love to give the number 10, I'm sorry, the 12 a try. So I might consider that. Or I might just consider buying, the ramekins and or the new cutters, the biscuit cutters. Duck PWND says, for one of your upcoming live streams, we would like to see your mine some ore and forge your own cast iron pan. I know, right? I would love to. I've actually thought about it. I've thought about possibly doing a carbon steel pan as a project, but I haven't had the time, especially right now since we're working on the house. But maybe one day you might see me working with some iron. Captain Grimm says, "How do you afford all this? Do you own a startup or something?" No, my wife she's a business owner, and I have a good job. Let's just say that. But we're very fortunate. I'm happy that we're able to do these things, and obviously you can see where the money goes. But with that as well, we're very fortunate to be able to do these things and afford these things, and you know, that's how that is. She has a great business, and as I mentioned, I have a job. Rick says, just give me a lounge chair and an iced tea, and I could look at all that iron all day. Oh, there's a lot of pieces here. I think I want to say mine is now at 200 pieces. Val's Black Cat's rules, the square pan. We have a square pan. Which one? This one? This square pan? That is I do believe that's the one you're talking about. You're referring, oh, the Lodge? That's a Lodge a grill pan. This is the Finex griddle, and it's also square. Finex griddle, along with the this massive press. I love this thing, by the way. This thing is heavy, but it's huge. So yeah, that's the Finex griddle, and then down there we also have the Lodge grill pan, which I do believe it's the wildlife version. I also have my presses down here as well. But yes, you can see this is the yeah, it is the wildlife. This is the bass, and I've used this a handful of times. Not used it many. I'll be honest with you. Not the biggest fan of uh, grill pans. They are difficult to clean. Very, very difficult to clean. All right, let's see. Rumble Hope Tip says it's absolutely glorious. Thank you. Cynthia says highly favored and blessed. Yes, amen to that. Congrats on the success, man. Glad to hear it. I'm actually working on getting my own company off the ground, roasting coffee and cast iron. Ooh, that sounds awesome. That is something I would like to try myself. Rick says a little earthquake and it's going to sound like the Boys Tabernacle Bell Choir in there. Correct. There's here. I'll show you guys. Let me move some of these. Let's see which ones. Not that one. Yeah, you hear the bells there. Val's Black Cats rule. Top left to the right, upright. Top right. No, those are all round. If you're referring to this one here, that's actually the Field Company griddle. Those are Finex Dutch oven. That's the Finex Dutch oven. These are the Smithy Dutch ovens. We got Blacklock over here, Butter Pats over here. The Field Company, I was using the Field Company, the number 8. That's the number 10. This is the Challenger. We have Ironclad, the oval Dutch oven. We also have Austin Foundry back there, Austin Foundry right here. And we have, a grill pan right here also. I don't know if you're referring to that one, but this is also a grill pan. I've used this one several times, more than the Lodge, I'll be honest. You can tell that I've used this one because obviously there's some burnt on stuff. As I mentioned, these are really difficult to work with, so it's hard to use these. And they're not that they're pointless because they do come in handy when it's snowing outside. For me, in my situation, where sometimes we get feet of snow. So during the winter time, if I want a good sear and I want the grill marks on them, I will use these. But other than that, I don't use them as frequent as I should. But I still have them. All right, now to put this guy back. God, why do I do this to myself? There we go. And there's that one. Left top shelf hanging. Yes, okay, so it was that one. Okay. And as I mentioned, we have, the Ironclad, which Ironclad is from Australia. This is their oval Dutch oven. I love this thing. Awesome little Dutch oven. Here we have the one we did, what was it, 2 weeks ago? The one that I was completely blown away. And I was, not that I was talking bad about it, but this is the Cook Life 10 and a quarter deep skillet. And this thing performed absolutely well. So yes, I highly recommend this pan. Even though mine is a spinner, not a big deal because I obviously have a gas grill, but still a great pan. A gas grill, a gas stovetop. Let's see, what else do you guys want to see? If anything, let me. I guess I could move you guys in a bit closer so you guys can see what we have. As I mentioned, we have Field Company over here. We have the griddle down there. Some lids. We also have, I guess you could say, an assortment of skillets here. We have the Appalachian. We also have the Marquette. You guys can see the Marquette right there. which the Marquette sadly will no longer be produced. Probably one of the best modern pans, but not no longer available. There's my Northern Company number 8. And then back there, those are all butter pat, and I have double of everything. So got a lot of butter pats, 2 Estes, 2 Heathers, 2 Jones, and 1 Lily. So there's those. And over here, we also have some Smithies. We got the chef skillets, we got the deep skillet, and then the standards. We also have the 14-inch back there, which is one of my favorite ones. We also have the griddles that also double as lids. Over here, we also have an assortment, which is Fredericksburg. What else do we have, guys? We have Ironclad. This one here has Louis J. Cast Iron Cooking. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, it's up top. So yes, this one does say Louis J. Cast Iron Cooking, which is pretty cool. And then we also have the Stargazers back there, and obviously the Finex that you guys have seen already. This guy here, if you guys don't have the sauce pot, I would highly recommend you guys buy yourself one of these sauce pots. I love this thing, and I use it almost 2 to 3 times a month. I love that thing. Also back there, I don't know if you can see it, but those are my Lancasters. I got 2 number 8s, one number 10, and a number 12, the largest one that they offer so far. What else do we have? Oh, that's the grill. This is the griddle with the press. We also have some Blacklock down there. Let's see if I can lower the camera. So yeah, we have Austin Foundry. We also have the Blacklock and some. I have the 14.5-inch Blacklock that is now no longer being produced. Quick question, just so I know, guys. Did anybody set a timer for me? Let me know if you guys did. If not, then I will kind of guess and say by 7:30 we should go check on it. But anyway, yeah, we got Blacklock, the 14.5-inch Blacklock, which is no longer being made. I don't know why. They should have kept that one. They honestly, in my opinion, I don't know what Lodge was thinking. I have the Lodge. What is this? The Brazier. I have it down there. I've used it like 2 or 3 times. It's my least favorite one. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't know why. It's just I've had a hard time using it, and I've considered either selling it or gifting it or something. But I've just kept it just for I guess you could say, just to have it in the collection, I guess. But I don't know why. I want to say that I would have preferred seeing that one go instead of the 14.5, but that's just my opinion. Back there, we also have some Victoria. We have my 12-inch signature series and also a 10-inch, um, the 10-inch standard skillet. And we also have, what is this called? Oh my goodness, I always forget. Burrow furnace. We have the 9-inch burrow furnace skillet over here as well. So we have kind of a mixture of pans here and there. But yes, I am fortunate to have a lot of stuff. Captain Grimm says the Blacklock stuff is amazing. Probably some of the best cast iron under $100. 100%, 100% agree on that. And well said, actually. I highly agree with that. All right, let's switch over to the vintage section since we're still here. So bear with me, guys. All right, let's lift this guy up a bit. And here we are. There we are. All right. If you guys are curious of the vintage, let me know. What would you guys like to see? We have Griswold, BSNR, Wagner. We have Lodge. I even have that Victor number 9 over there on that side. I love to find vintage in the wild. Yes, so do I. I also have some unfinished pieces that I could probably show you guys. Oldest piece, Ronald. Ronald, my oldest piece, I would have to say, is my gate marked number 10. So let me grab that one, and I do know where that one's at. Uh, Here it is. Obviously, I don't know the date because there's no marks, but I would say that this would have to be my oldest piece. All right. Come on. My goodness. I usually remove some of these things off the top to make it easier, but there we are. There we go. What I love so much, oh, actually, you guys can't even hear me. There we go. That is very loud. Okay, so the thing that I love about this pan is that it's actually fairly lightweight. So very, very, for the size, it's very lightweight. And this is a gate marked unknown manufacturer. It does have the 10 here on the handle. And I don't know if I would consider this a fancy handle. It's just, I want to say maybe a tulipped handle. So hopefully, let's see. There, you can see a bit more. That's what the handle looks like. The cooking surface is pretty decent. And it's a very beautiful pan. This is one of my favorite ones. The other thing that I like about this pan is that it's actually fairly deep. So not as, shallow as some of my other 10s, and I like that. And probably the lightest 10 that I own, in cast iron. This thing is very, very lightweight. So yeah, I would say this would have to be the oldest because it is gate marked. And the gate mark, for those of you that might not know, is something that was the where the iron came in. So iron was poured there, and then they just filed that down. They would break off the. That's where the iron would, that was the gate to the iron, or gate to the mold. So that's where the iron would be poured into. Forgive me. And after they quit doing this, they have them now. The gate marks are on the side now, so that's why you see a lot of grind marks on the modern lodge. The lodge stuff has a lot of grind marks, and a lot of people don't like it, but it's not a big deal. I don't know why people don't mind, or people mind. I don't mind, but yeah, that's the older stuff. Oh, and Cynthia, actually, I want to show Cynthia. I was supposed to season that today, and I did not. But all right, let's see. Put this guy back. My goodness, come on. All right, there we go. And in that container, this container, I have my glass lids. I have my butter pat lid, that orange one. You can see it right there. I don't know if you guys can see it in the frame, but oh, this one here. Look, Cynthia, I have not forgotten about the other gift that you gave me. It's here. I've got it ready. It's all it needs is just a good coat of seasoning, and I got it nice and prepped. I left it in the vinegar bath to get rid of all that staining and get rid of all those leftover bits off the lid. And obviously now it looks great. So yes, that's going to be a project pretty soon. Mercy B says, "Hello, Louise. Time is up." Okay, great. Thank you, Mercy B. Um, I guess we can give it about another 5 minutes. So 7:30, guys. Let me know by 7:30, which is my time. So technically, either 8:30, 9:30 for you guys, or possibly even 10:30 for you guys. Let me know. We'll give it another 10 minutes. But I got a lot of Dutch ovens as well, guys. I got Dutch ovens. I also have grills. I have my wildlife grills, lots of Dutch ovens, and also some enameled stuff. So you guys can see that as well. Some waffle irons, a couple lids here and there. These are projects that I have going on right now as well. I got a Griswold small block number 10, and this, I don't know who's the maker of that one, Also have to take care of that in a Wagner griddle I haven't seasoned. And then I got this little Bass Pro Shop that I need to, restore. Haven't done that. But a lot of this is my what do you call these? Carbon steel, some vintage Dutch ovens as well, some lids, and then we also have more, pans up here. A lot of things, guys. That's why the collection needs to stop growing. I got to do something. But yeah, and then I also have a couple enameled. This is just some of the enameled stuff that I own. Most of it is inside. I just didn't have space. I did have space. I just didn't want to use that space for more, cookware. Oh, and I what I ended up doing is I did 30-minute increments on that. So I would put it in 30 minutes, bring it out 30 minutes. So I did it I think 2 or 3 times, and then I would scrub it. So that's why it turned out very very shiny. It looks like but I do need to do something with that. Otherwise, it's going to oxidize. And I just did that today. So once I get the lid, once I get the lid seasoned, I will show it to you guys and we'll use it. So I'm hoping to do this pretty soon. And oh, also forgot a lot of baking stuff. So this is technically the baking section from Lodge. And yeah, a lot of cookware, a lot of interesting pans. But yes, the collection has completely grown. You guys recall when I started streaming or started my channel, I didn't have many, and now it's multiplied to a lot. As I mentioned, I think I've talked about the Pi logo, one of my favorite ones. The Lodge, also one of my favorite ones. This one here I just received as a gift from Cast Iron Mike, good friend. He's going to actually be coming down over the weekend, and we're possibly going to be exchanging, trading, or maybe even sharing some cast iron. So I'm excited for that. But with that being said, let's go back inside so we can take a look at the pans and see how they're doing. I don't want to overdo it and then burn off the seasoning. So let's go check it out, guys. Alrighty. And the best thing about this rack is that I actually got that at Lowe's for. Hold on. There we are. I got these racks. They're the very heavy duty racks for $150 each. They were on sale. Nobody had seen them, I guess. And I was lucky enough to get these on sale, so I'm very happy with that. But alrighty, let's go inside now. All right, sorry guys, I'm over here. Okay. Oh. Hello. Hello. You're eating some snacks? Yeah. Alrighty. There, there you go. Alrighty. We're gonna continue back over here to the outdoor. All right. There we go. You can hear that going. As I mentioned, the backyard is a work in progress, so not fully done yet. Are those racks industrial grade? I believe so. I know that I think it was like 5,000 pounds. So you guys can see the temperature does read about 425, but I want to say that it must be a bit higher. Actually, I hear the ice cream truck. This is the first time I hear the ice cream truck in my neighborhood. But anyway, um, that's the top portion. So I'm sure that on the lower section, it must be a bit higher. I want to say maybe 50 degrees higher or maybe 100 degrees higher. So if it's saying 400, it might most likely will be about 4 to 5. I'm sorry, 5 to 450. But there we are. They have darkened up a bit. They are looking a bit, on the brownish side. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can hear the ice cream truck. But yes, I think so far they look good. This is the second round, so this is round number two of the seasoning. And I'll be honest, guys, I do like it. I'm not gonna say that I think it's bad. I like the seasoning. The thing that I do want to see is whether these will, the seasoning will hold up. I'm hoping that it does, and I'm hoping that the seasoning doesn't just, flake off, or if, hoping that I don't have any issues. Rick says, "I remember, Luis." What do you remember, Rick? Let's. About the about those racks. Yeah. Val's Black Cat Rule says, "Don't forget to use gloves." Correct. I want to be touching those right now. They are very hot. So the last thing I will do with this is, which pan do you guys want to see the egg test with? Technically, all three of them have been seasoned with Crisbee. So I will be picking those up, one of those up right now, actually, and we'll do the egg test and we'll see how that performs. Or should I wait for it to cool down? What do you guys think? Because right now they're still hot, but technically they are seasoned already. Oh yeah, yeah. When I first started streaming, Rick. But the neighborhood is champagne ice creams. Yeah, no. You guys might think we're bougie, but we're not. William Hurt. Those racks are industrial grade. Yes, yes, they are. So, no, Val Blackhead's rule says the number six. Okay. Ronald says wait. Okay. I guess what we can do is I'll grab some gloves and I'll flip them upright. That way you guys can see what they look like on the cooking surface. So bear with me, guys. My goodness. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. One thing I want to say really quickly is thank you to everyone for tuning in and staying here with me while I was getting everything ready. And I know it has been a process, so I just want to say thank you guys. I appreciate you guys staying here along for this. All right, let's give this a go. All right, so far I think that looks pretty darn good. So yes, they did darken up a bit, but now they're more of a chocolatey color opposed to that grayish. And the number five looks good as well. What do you guys think? So there's that one. This is the number eight. And then we got the number six over here. Oh yeah, the six looks great. And it might look a bit different here on camera, on video, but it is a bit darker than what the camera is showing. So, but you can see some of that brownish tint to it. Overall, I am very pleased with the way that this seasoned up. Casting flaws, but no biggie. As you can see, also no dripping. So we managed to wipe that down good enough to where we didn't get any kind of dripping. But very happy with the way that these seasoned up. I think they look good. I mean, typically I like to season, one more time before I use it. But I will be doing just an egg test for you guys. Right now they're still nice and hot, so I think we could probably just give this a go and see how it turns out. Ronald says interesting brownish color. Yeah, that's one thing that I have noticed, that they'll go from gray to brown to a chocolatey brown, and then after several rounds of seasoning, they'll finally darken in. But that doesn't happen right away, guys. So if you guys are restoring cast iron, don't be discouraged if your pan isn't, jet black right away. It will take time. But with use and with baking, believe me, that will darken in a lot quicker. If you guys just like doing, oven, or what I did, oven seasoning or outdoor seasoning, yes, it'll do a good job. But I've noticed that the more that you cook with it, the better it gets, and that is very cliche, but that's the way it has worked for me. Rumble says, if the food tastes good, it worked. Correct. I believe so as well. Oh, the cast iron Chris seasoning. So Rick says, do a side by side Crisbee cross cast iron Chris seasoning. Actually, I can do that. I don't have any with me, but or I don't have any at the moment. But I think it could be something that I do in the future, and do a side by side. We'll get fresh pieces of cast iron, and we'll do one round and possibly two rounds, and then we'll see what that looks like. Maybe that'll work more for a video, pre-recorded video, and upload it. But if you guys want to see that live, we could do that live. Obviously, that would take a bit more time, but we can still do it. All right. Yeah, just wait to do your comparison. Yes, correct. Okay, how about we give the egg test a go and let's see how that does. So far, right now, I say that right now is a good time to do the egg test, especially because it's nice and hot evenly. So let's give that a go. We'll put this guy over here. That is, as you can see, we are going to be giving the number 6 a go and see how that does. So nice and warm already pretty even, I want to say. So a little bit closer. There we go. Wish me luck, guys. It is a bit brisk out here, a bit windy, but no biggie. We'll see how this does. All right, we're gonna add a tad bit of butter, maybe a bit more. That's not enough. And for me, I like using butter. If I had ghee, I would most likely use ghee, but I don't mind butter. This is also butter that is, what is it, the Irish butter? What is it called? The Irish butter has a bit more fat to it, so that's why it works a bit better. So as you can see, the pan is already nice and warm, already causing that to bubble a lot. So we're not going to be using a pool of butter, just to showcase. I mean, for you guys, some of you guys, you might say, hey, that looks like a pool of butter, but I'm trying my best to not do that. And we're going to see how well it does with the egg test. Don't have necessarily a hard surface, but there we are. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually turn off the heat, since we're already warm, because I do think that we are stuck. So it's either A, it was too hot, or B, not hot enough. Maybe not enough oil or fat. Not sure. What do you guys think? That yolk is orange. Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is stuck on like glue. You know what it needed? It probably needed more time to heat up. But let's see. We're gonna kick it back on and see what happens. Hopefully it works. I don't know. Or maybe the seasoning is just not there. I don't know. Or my heat was off. I mean, it's not necessarily stuck like glue, but yeah, it's this end over here is pretty well glued on there. With a little bit of coarsening, it seems to have lifted off. Not necessarily completely, so let's give that more persuasion. Come on. I mean, it's not stuck to the pan, which I think is good, but it's also not gliding around. It's, like this is pretty tilted and that is not going anywhere. So, yeah, I mean, for for it only having 2 rounds of seasoning, yes, I don't think it's enough. I mean, if you add a bit more oil to this would probably help the sticking situation. And typically, you do want to add more fat when you're cooking with newer, new freshly seasoned cast iron. But I mean, it's not bad overall. Now the underside, yeah, the underside, we're getting a lot of that. The underside, we're getting a lot of that black residue, and that's just from the seasoning. So yes, I do believe we probably needed another coat. So is this fair enough to say that the seasoning isn't good on this? No, I don't think that that's the issue. I think I should have let it cool. Probably, some of you did say, "Hey, let it cool down for a bit before you do the test." But for lives, live video, things of that nature, I wanted to do it now because it has been almost nearly 2 hours, and so I will do a short video. Okay, right after possibly this, I'll do a short video for you guys, and I think we'll see if we can get it working without adding any extra seasoning to the pan. I'm gonna most likely upload tonight, and hopefully we can get some good slidey eggs. But yeah, you can see here, and this is what I'm talking about, the black residue. I think what I should have done was waited. See, and you can see there that black residue. I should have waited to let the pan cool. So we're gonna try that again. We're gonna wipe it out, not use any kind of I'm not gonna use any soap. I'll just wipe it clean because obviously it's just it's just an egg. And then I'll give it a second go. I'll post a quick short and I'll let you guys know how that turns out. Handsome Stone says, I've been impatient and only seasoned 2 rounds and was able to cook an egg fine. This was after it went completely cool and enough oil. Yes. What I was trying to do is see if I could actually manage to do an egg. As you can see, there isn't very much, butter or very much fat. I was just trying to see if we could accomplish, sliding eggs in a freshly seasoned pan with very minimal oil. At least it didn't stick to the pan. I know there's been situations where it's completely stuck to the pan. I mean, this is all easy to remove. There's a little bit of sticking, but nothing too bad. Overall, I think it's still a success. It's not bad, and I'm still happy with the way it turned out. Even though it didn't slide around, I think it's still fine. Rick says, Rick says that's a lot butter, a lot more butter than this little spritz you gave that cook life. No, that is a lie, Rick. That is a complete and utter lie. I think we all saw the live. If you guys haven't seen it, yes, I was surprised, but yeah, that cook life did do a good job. Yeah, Ronald says it was slightly too hot when you cracked it in. I believe so as well. Yeah, actually, what I'm gonna do is I did just bake some sourdough and I just put that on the sourdough and maybe some avocado. Have that with some avocado and some sourdough. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'll post a video of these pans and we'll do an egg test with these and I'll let you guys know how they perform. I'm not gonna do another round. I'm gonna keep them as this and I will do a second attempt with the number 6 and I'll put that on the channel so you guys can see. But with that being said, I mean, I think the pans look good. They don't look like they're The seasoning to me looks great. I have no issues with the seasoning. We'll just have to wait and see how this, holds up, and hopefully we don't get any kind of flaking or any kind of, uneven seasoning. So overall, do I think Crisbee's got a good product? Yes, I do. And if you guys want to use Crisbee, I do recommend it. And with that being said, a huge shout out once again to Cynthia Wesley for these pans. Thank you very much. I think the next thing that I'm going to do, besides cook the eggs, is bake some cornbread or possibly even my usual fry something with it. That's the things that I like doing when I have freshly seasoned pans. I usually like to add or I'm sorry, I usually like to fry something or deep fry or shallow fry anything, and that gives the seasoning a good go. That way it performs a bit better. But overall, I think this did a great job. It doesn't look like any of that seasoning is also lifting off, so no issue there. Overall, I think it did great. Okay. But anyway, with that being said, guys, I appreciate everybody who showed up, who stayed all this time. I think we're close to the 2 hours, so thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend. As I mentioned, look for any kind of information that I might post, so that way you guys can catch a live during the weekend. It is a 3-day weekend. And I do want to say, stay safe, everybody. If you guys are gonna go out, just be safe. Whatever you guys, whatever family activity, or just if you're staying home, stay safe, be happy, guys. Enjoy your time, and I will catch you guys either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I will let you guys know which day pretty soon. So look forward to a announcement tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know what we have planned. Okay. With that being said, thank you very much. Have a good night, and I will see you guys this weekend. Bye bye, everybody.